If you are a software tester or a software developer, you need to understand the basic concepts of APIs or web services. If you watch this video until the end, you'll have a solid understanding of how they work and why it's important the API testing. Let's understand what is an API with a very simple example, masters. You are a customer just arriving to a restaurant. You check the menu and decided to order a pizza. In this restaurant, the waiter is the API. It is going to take note of your order/request to send it to the kitchen. Usually the kitchen is going to send back a message confirming that it has received your order, and our waiter or the API is going to take back that message to you as a customer. However, there is some confusion when we talk about APIs and web services. I don't know, maybe there is a difference, right? Do you know the difference? If you don't, okay, I'll try to explain it right away. What is a web service? A web service is a way for two machines to communicate with each other over a network. A web service is a resource that's made available over the internet. And what is an API? An API or an application programming interface is a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other. In practice, an API is a set of functions and procedures that allow you to access and build upon the data and functionality of an existing application. Did you see the difference between APIs and web services? Web services always require a network connection to allow the communication, and APIs not. APIs can be exposed through local files. For example, a jar file using, or actually when you're programming in Java, right? Or maybe a .h file when you're working with C or C++. We can say that web services are APIs, but not all APIs are web services. I just wanted to recall that in this channel you'll find an amazing tutorial to use Postman and Cypress for API testing. If you want to check those videos, I'll try to leave the links in the description or maybe in the fixed comment in this particular video, okay? APIs exchange commands and data, and this requires clear protocols and architectures. We need clear rules, structures, and constraints to govern an API's operation. Today, from my experience, there are two main architectures that we have to know in depth. Those are REST or RESTful APIs and SOAP. REST API. REST means representational state transfer architecture and is perhaps the most popular approach of building APIs. It is a client-server approach and it is stateless, which means the API stores no data or status between requests. Usually, REST is used together with HTTP or HTTPS as the communication protocol. We're gonna talk about HTTP protocol in a few seconds. And then we have the SOAP or SOAP API protocol or architecture actually. The Simple Object Access Protocol is a messaging standard defined by the World Wide Web Consortium, and they are used to create web APIs, usually with XML. Okay guys, as you probably know, right, using APIs, and actually we're gonna talk about REST APIs, you can create any kind of web applications consuming data from these particular APIs resources, right? You know that you can perform CRUD operations like create, retrieve, get, and delete, right? And probably you also know that since REST API is usually built on top of the HTTP protocol, there are some methods that we are recommended to use. For example, let's review this table over here, okay? We have here different like methods depending on the CRUD operation that we want to do, okay? So for example, if we want to create a new resource, right, a new, for example, user in a user's API, we should use post request in order to post or create new users in that particular API, okay? And obviously we have here, for example, if the resource was published correctly, we also have some expected response codes depending on the situation. If we are posting a new user, it should return 201 created code. We're gonna review this, the code families in a few seconds, so please stay until the end because we're gonna take a look of that in a few seconds. Also, for example, if we want to retrieve or read a user, we should use the get request. That's the guideline. That's the reason of why get is in the HTTP protocol, and that's the recommendation, right? As you can see, in this case, the expected code should be 200 OK in case the user was found correctly and was retrieved or actually get from the API as expected. If we want to update or replace, we have two options. We have put and we have patch. If you want to take a look of this, I highly recommend you to check because there are some differences, and if you want me to go ahead and check that and explain that for you, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make a video of that as well. For example, right, you can see here that well, it should return 200 OK, for example, or 204 no content, depending on the situation. And actually to delete a user in the API, right, in the user's API, we should use the delete protocol or the delete method, right, in order to delete the user that we want. So this is basically the guidelines of the HTTP methods that we should use when we want to perform CRUD operations using an API. Now let's review the different response codes that are recommended depending on the situation, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay guys, as you can see here in this website, we have like families. We have the 100 family, and actually, or basically, all the 100 codes means informational content like communicate, transfer, protocol level information. We have also the 200 family, which means success, right? For example, when you get a user, it is going to be a success operation, right? So every single 200 code under this family is going to mean successful operations. Then we have the 300 family, it means redirection. We have the 400 family, it means client errors. And then we have the 500 family, server errors. Okay, let's review a bit for example, the 200 family. We have 200 OK, right? We have 201 created. When you create a new resource, it should be return a 201 created response code, because that's the correct usage of this particular method, right? And so on. For example, if we take a look of the 400 family codes, you can see that we have 400 bad requests over here, right? Or maybe if you want to get the user from an API that has some kind of authorization method and you don't provide the password, token, or the authentication encryption that it needs, it is going to return, or it should return, the 401 unauthorized response, because you need to enter the correct unauthorized well, actually password, right? And also we have the 500 status codes, right? For example, the 500 internal server error, right? Or maybe the 502 bad gateway, and so on. It's pretty interesting, right? I'm gonna try to leave these links in the description of this video so you can access and take a look of the good practices when you are working with RESTful APIs. Okay, guys? So I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. It was a kind of video that I wanted to do in order to provide some light for the people that don't know a lot of the different protocols or what is APIs or web services. And I hope that you enjoy this. Please let me know in the comment section if you would like to see, for example, a video reviewing API testing interview questions, right? It could be pretty interesting to review them, and so on. So thank you very much, guys. This was JoanMedia, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.